Hello everyone, my name is Sherry. Today, first I introduce myself. Today, I'm talk about the heritage, the name called the Temple of Heaven. Let me explain what I mean by Temple of Heaven. The Temple of Heaven is considered the most holy of Beijing, and it's one of the important temples in China. And so, the Temple of Heaven is very important for ancient people and their king, and they pay for the harvest for grain and uh, and uh, and the Chinese ancient king climbed to the emperor. They respect adore very much to the world, historical, and each emperor offer sacrifice to world to be count for much politic activities. My aim is let more tourists know this temple and hope more people pay attention product history side whenever Chinese history or another countries. Let me explain how to the Temple of the Heaven. The Temple of Heaven, located in Beijing at the southern east Zhenyangmen outside. My hometown is Shanghai. It's very far from my hometown. The Temple of Heaven is enclosed with a long wall. The designer shows that heaven is high, and the earth is low, and the reference an ancient Chinese south of the heaven is round and the earth is square. This is the designer showed means and history. The temple complete from 1408 to 1420. And next, the Temple of Heaven had also been the list at World Cultural Heritage in 1998. And why the temple? The Temple of Heaven had a high historic views, I think, and scientific views and article views. One of the Temple of Heaven has consumption the highest views of art and in the world. So I think this site needed to protect. It's a very long history for the site and in the old age to the Temple of the Heaven. So some part of place needed to be restored. So I think the Temple of Heaven it's not only hold an important position in the history of architecture in China, but also in a piece of previous cultural rise of architecture art in the world. So this end, and do you have some questions? You can.
If I go to China, can you show me around?
Yes, Beijing, and I can show my hometown maybe, and I can Shanghai, yes, and I can take you go to Beijing around maybe a Great Wall, or Great Wall is very famous, and the Temple of Heaven, yes. picture of